$16,430 and $22,200 in 2026, as these dollar amounts directly pertain to about 100 million low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries. These numbers are massively important as they directly pertain to your eligibility for money, benefits, and any programs you are currently taking advantage of that offer you any type of benefit or financial assistance. I'm going to break these down for you here in this video as the projections have been released here, and these are vitally important going forward for the entire year of 2026. So we'll want to continue watching these very closely over the coming weeks and the next few months here. I'll break it all down and let you know exactly what that means here in this video. Now, if you're one of the 70 million people currently enrolled in Medicare, do yourself a huge favor. Get a free review of your plan to make sure that you are properly covered and not exposed or at risk to a massive unexpected medical bill. This phone number right there, you can call them. It is 100% for free. They're professionals and extremely knowledgeable on Medicare. They have access to over 20,000 plans, and they've already helped thousands and thousands and thousands of you here in this community who have called them right there with that phone number. A lot of you reaching out, getting better plans, better coverages, properly covered, and saving a ton of money. In fact, the average person here in this community calling them with that phone number right there is saving $1,100. That's the average savings, by the way. Now, I do want to give a few quick shout outs to Maryland, Harold, and Patty. The three of them recently reached out down below in the comment section because they called, again, that phone number, got better plans, got better coverages, and saving money. In fact, in Harold's situation, he's saving $79 a month. That's what he said in his comment, which is almost $1,000 a year is how much he's saving from a free quick phone call to them right there. Now, I want to point this out really fast as well. You know this as well as I do. These plans change every single year. If you just go 1 year to the next without getting a review, you could potentially be putting yourself in massive risk zone of not having the proper coverages. Not only that, our medical situations change every single year as well. Anyway, give them a call. It's 100% for free. They will help you completely for free. Look through the 20,000 plans and find you your best options. Now, after you talk to them, leave me a comment down below. Use the word chapter within your comment. That's the keyword that I search for to find these comments, by the way. And I'd love to feature you and give you a shout out in a future video, just like this one. Patty, Harold, and Maryland, thank you so much for reaching out. Really appreciate it. All right, anyway, let's talk about these numbers here that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Very, very, very important. $16,430 and $22,200. It's free money, right? They're just going to give it to us in 2026, right? No, that's not what this is, okay? Not at all. That's not what I'm saying, and definitely not alluding to that whatsoever. However, these are vitally important numbers. Luckily, they do increase a bit each year, and it looks like, based on the projections here, they are going to be increasing by about 4.9% for the year of 2026, which is, kind of right in line with what they have been. Now, are these bad or good numbers? In my opinion, they're good numbers. Well, okay, they're not like, they should be significantly higher, but they're not like necessarily a bad number. Okay, what are these? The projected federal poverty line for 2026, okay? So right now, as I film this video near the end of 2025, the federal poverty line for a household of one is $15,650. However, the projection is coming in of increasing this by 4.9% or $780 from $15,650, what it is right now, up to $16,430 in 2026, an increase of just nearly 5% for next year. That's good. Remember, the higher the federal poverty line goes, first off, more people that can be eligible for benefits, number one, but then those people that have an increase to their income from, a variety of reasons, the COLA is one of them, but any other reason that they'd have an increase to their income could potentially be losing some type of benefit. So it's good to see these increases each and every year. That's good. It's a good thing to see this, okay? Now next, right now as well, again, as I film this video kind of near the end of 2025, the federal poverty line for a household of two individuals in a household is $21,150. However, the projection now is increasing it by just under 5%, 4.9%, just call it 5% basically, up to $22,200, or an increase of $1,050 is what the federal poverty line would increase to based on these projections for 2026, okay? That's a household of two. Now again, let me point this out super fast here. Why do we care about these numbers? Our income isn't that high. Why do we care? Okay, Well, maybe your income isn't that high. And if that's the case, then that would mean that you're below the federal poverty line. Anybody that has an income below the federal poverty line, the floodgates open up for you and your eligibility and availability to get a lot of benefits like Medicaid and SNAP benefits, right? So Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, food stamps, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it EBT. There's all kinds of different programs. If your income is below the federal poverty line, you have access to like a ton of programs. Now, there's a lot of other food programs out there that I've talked about in other videos. I'm not going to go through the whole list here, but there's been all kinds of programs over the years. And what are they all predicated on? The federal poverty line. Every single time they say, if your income is 100% or below the federal poverty line, you get it. 120%, 130%, 150%, 180%, 200% of the federal poverty line. It's always based on a percentage of the federal poverty line to determine someone's eligibility for these different programs, right? So for example, remember the ACP program, the Affordability Connectivity Program that offered free internet a few years ago? That was based on the federal poverty line. How about the WAP, Weatherization Assistance Program? That one, again, based on the federal poverty line. How about the LIHEAP, Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program? Based on the federal poverty line. How about the LIHWAP, Low Income Home Water Assistance Program? Again, based on the federal poverty line, right? The list goes on and on. The CSFP, Commodity Supplemental Food Program, again, based on the federal poverty line. I could sit here for a while and rattle off all kinds of little acronyms and abbreviations for all these different programs. There's a bunch of them that are out there, and they all are based on federal poverty line and someone's income as a percentage of it, okay? That's why it's so incredibly important. Now, if your income is above the federal poverty line, some of these programs start phasing out, but some of the programs for example, like SNAP, 130% of the federal poverty line, gross income, right? But my point being is that really depends. These programs are always based off of the federal poverty line. So each year when we see this federal poverty line increasing by 4.9 or like I think it was like 3.3% or something like that this year. It was something around there. I don't remember the exact percentage. A couple years ago, it increased by 5.9%. So this going forward for 2026, projecting nearly a 5% increase is kind of right in line with what we've seen consistent with the last several years here. So this is where we're at right now. It's good. The more that they increase this, the less risky it is for people that may have had a little jump to their income, either as an individual, household of one, or a household of two, whatever it happens to be, a household of four. Again, if their income jumps up and it goes above the federal poverty line, now their eligibility for some of these programs phases out pretty significantly. So does that kind of make sense? So it's like super important to continue watching these numbers. Now, I want to point this out as well. This is the projection as of now. All of these numbers are subject to change. Okay, then why am I talking about it? Well, I'm talking about it because I'm not sure about you, but I find this to be valuable, and it's also vitally important because if this number doesn't change, let's just say this for as an example. Let's say that the federal poverty line does not move from 2025 to 2026. Would that be good or bad? That'd be really bad. Why? I don't know the number. I'd have to, do a bunch of calculating and do a bunch more research on that. But I would project millions of people, not like 1 or 2 million, like millions upon millions of people would be at risk of losing a lot of benefits and access to those benefits because their federal or their income would be above the federal poverty line or the threshold in which would make them eligible for any type of program. That'd be very risky for a lot of people. So it is essential that these numbers and the federal poverty line continues to boost up each and every year. It's good. It's very good that this continues to increase. If it didn't, we would see people literally by the millions losing benefits and losing coverages to different programs every single year because their income would be above the thresholds. That's why. Very important, in my opinion. Maybe some other people don't think it's that important. That's okay. I just feel like based on what I know about many of you here in this community, not like personally, but what I see down below in the comment section and have been seeing for years, I just know that these benefits, anything out there that's available is very, very, very important. Does that kind of make sense? Right? So anyway, just want to point that out for you really quickly. And of course, it's a very important time of year right now. I always say this, usually between like August or so, September-ish through about March is by far the busiest time of year for fixed income, low income, Social Security, all these benefits by far, without a doubt. August through about March, busiest time of year. Yeah, kind of like April through like July. Honestly, it's pretty slow. Not a lot going on, but this year, let's just say this much. This year was, there's a lot of things going on. There was a lot of business. There's a lot of changes happening. It was kind of an unexpected, kind of wild year that we weren't really expecting with all the different changes that came out. Anyway, I hope this helps you. And again, if you're one of the 70 million people currently on Medicare, or if you are turning 65 or retiring in the next 6 months or so, utilize that free service. It is 100% for free. That phone number right there, give them a call. It's a team of trusted advisors. They're very knowledgeable, professional, and they know the ins and outs on Medicare. They have access to over 20,000 plans across the country. They will look through them to find you the best plan for you and your personal situation, which, by the way, they would need to get a basic understanding of your situation in order to find you the best plan. So they're going to ask you a few questions, and that's okay. But anyway, they're going to help you out in any way they can. It's totally 100% for free, and it's incredible, right? Anyway, take advantage of this time right now. Get a quick review. Take advantage of that free service. It's totally free. They will help you, and I think you'll be shocked with what's available out there and how your current plan may not be properly covering you. They could probably save you a ton of money. I've seen some of the numbers out there. It's incredible how much money people are saving, better coverages, better plans, better fit. And again, tell them exactly what you want. I want prescription coverages. I need dental, hearing, vision coverage. I want to see this doctor and this provider. I want to go to this office or this clinic. Whatever it happens to be, tell them and they'll find it for you. All right, anyway, after you talk to them, leave me a comment down below. Use the word chapter within your comment. That's the keyword that I search for to find these comments, and I'd love to give you a shout out and feature you in an upcoming video. Until next time, please enjoy. Have a good one. Please subscribe to the channel 100% for free. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video. Big share button right down below. Please feel free to share that phone number with your friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, coworkers, parents, neighbors down the street, neighbors down the hall, your social media, anybody you know currently on Medicare or that will be turning 65 or retiring in the next 6 months or so. Please share that phone number. Let's help some people out right now. Again, it's totally free. Otherwise, enjoy. Check out the other 6,000 videos on the channel in the video library. The popular videos down below in the description. And until next time, have